Morning people, how you doing? Alright, I hope you're well. Yeah, I'm reading this here because I'm sick and tired of getting sand kicked in my face, yeah, and I need to do something about it, yeah. Anybody that's of a certain age will have definitely heard of Charles Atlas, and this is the legend that we're covering today, yeah. Today's Train Like a Legend. Going to get ready, get training, and we're going to do my take on Charles Atlas workout, yeah. Not all the exercises are going to be exactly as he said. I'm just going to put a modern twist on some of them. But we're going to look into Charles Atlas, yeah. So let's train like a legend. Right, so what I'm doing, people, I've had a quick gander through the book and I'm picking exercises that I like, yeah. First one was between two chairs, but I'm not going to do it between two chairs. I'm going to do it on rings, yeah. But I'm going to try and adopt the exact position that he adopts, which is kind of an upright position. So it's a bit of a weird one, but yeah, we'll get there, yeah, and see what it looks like. Right, so this is. Imagine you're on two chairs, because that's how the exercise goes, but this is like two rings, 15 to 25 centimetres off the ground, yeah, to elevate the body. And what it is to get your chest as deep as possible, yeah, and recommended 15 to 25 reps, I believe. I'll just double check. Yeah, 15 to 25 reps per set. I'm only going to do one set today, because it's just trained like a legend. It's just showing you how the legends train, but you lean over the chest, get it quite high, and very, very deep. Pause, 2 seconds. 1. Deep. 2. 3. 4. 5. Rings bring a different element into it, the stability and everything. 6. 7. 8. 9. Just have a breather. Very hard that on rings actually. All the core comes in, so it'll be even harder doing it this way than doing it on chairs. Lean right over. You've got to lean right over your chest. 10. 11. 12. Wow, I'm struggling because I've got a trapped nerve. But it's not going to stop me today. It stopped me yesterday. Lean over. 13. 14. 15. So that's first exercise over and done with. You can imagine doing 3 sets of that and chest would be wiped out completely, yeah. The angle, perfect. Yeah, so these old school people, they knew what they were on about, yeah. Don't dismiss the legends of the old era bodybuilding, yeah, because, you know, they didn't get that size for no. They didn't get that size for no. On to the next exercise. Right, next exercise, yeah. So basically, you've got your hand here, and you make a fist, and you put it in that hand, yeah. 15 reps of this, and basically what you try to do is drive this through there, and you try to stop it with this. So it's a resistance, yeah. So you squeeze everything, push, 1, push, 2, push, 3, push, 4, push, 5, swap hands, push, 1, 2, push, 3, push, 4, push, 5, swap. Now, the reason I'm swapping is I'm doing 10-second holds. I don't know if that's what you're meant to do, or you're just meant to push and then let go, but you know, I seem to think the holds bring it all into play. So if we go 5 on this side now, 10 C's as well. Push. 1, push, 2, push, 3, wow, see that already, yeah, it's getting all that in the chest, push, 4, wowzers, 1 more, push, 5, check it out, swap arms into the hip, push, 1, wowzers, push, 2, push, breathe, 1 more, push, right, whoa, surprisingly very difficult, yeah, but it's you against you, yeah, it's this arm pushing against this arm. People believe that you can't get big doing that, but what you've got to realise is, people don't realise this, the stronger you get, the harder it gets, because this strengthens up and pushes harder, this strengthens up and pushes harder. So if you're using all your force to push, then the force becomes stronger when you grow. So as you grow, the exercise is going to get harder, harder and harder, yeah? And people don't realise that. They think you need weights. You don't need weights. You just need a strong arm and another strong arm fighting each other, yeah? And they get bigger. Does that make sense? Because that's isometrics, yeah? Now, Charles Atlas called it dynamic tension, but the real name is isometrics, right? On to the next exercise. Right, next exercise. It's surprising to see this in a Charles Atlas workout, actually. It's a conditioning exercise, right? It's a bit like, I call them jump jacks or jump squats. But you end the movement in the squatting position, and he trains it for back. So I think you've just got to be conscious of how your lats are working when you're doing it, as well as just moving from A to B. So it's an upper back exercise, yeah? So let's have a look, kickouts. So basically you assume a squat position, like that. I hope you can see all my body here, and then you kick out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right, so where I felt that, people, I felt it in the shoulders, I felt it in the upper back, I felt it in the car. I did actually feel it everywhere, yeah. And already, right, listen, 2 exercises in, and already there's a bump. Yeah, it doesn't take a lot. These old school people that are long forgotten knew what they're talking about, yeah. Right, next exercise. Right, for this one, it's a leg exercise. It's a thigh, calf, bit of core, bit of coordination, yeah, bit of thinking, right. And even back then, unless it's a new book that I've bought, they knew that it produced an hormone. They knew it produced a growth hormone doing this exercise. Like, it's not a squat, it's more difficult. So you get right on balls of your feet, yeah. Stay on your feet all the time and you should feel your calves tense, right. As soon as you're balanced and you feel your calves tense your thighs, and then down. And do not leave balls of your feet. 1, 2, squeeze, calves. 3, 4, 5, 6. Very difficult. Very, very difficult. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, fantastic exercise that, yeah. It trains this weak area here, yeah. Anybody ever done squats? It never touches that, yeah. There's a weak area there, trains all that. Straight up, yeah. It's where your tendon joins your ankle. Trains that, yeah. It trains your quads, but right low down. I can imagine it'll give you sweeping quads, like the long, sinewy quads, not the big, thick set ones that they've got these days. But yeah, it's a fantastic exercise, and I suppose the stronger you get, the more you can stay on your balls of your feet. Now, what makes it more difficult, if you notice that I was struggling, you can't do this. You've got to hold here. So you can't get no balance. The balance just comes from your feet. So it's very difficult. Yeah, because you want to put your arms out and you can't, and then you want to put your feet out and you can't. So yeah, it's a little bit like a sissy squat, really. Even though it's a different movement, you get the same feeling down here. Right, this next exercise, I've picked it because it's so obscure, yeah. It's supposed to be for abdominals. Right, listen, don't laugh at my for abdominals. It was miles bigger a few months ago. It's going to get even flatter, yeah. So listen, I've got for abdominals now, but I will have abdominals in 3 months, proper ones, yeah. They'll be out. Right, so this is supposed to be an abdominal movement, right? Squeeze, yeah, point your fist down, and then you roll your body underneath. So, but you tense all the time. So you go down to your knees and tick your arm under, tense, and pull it back up with your abs. Very, very strange exercise. That's enough of that. Wow, listen, I got a really surprising reaction out of that. I have trouble with my lower back. and I thought that would aggravate it. It didn't. It loosened it off. It did the complete opposite, yeah. So my bad back must be a weak abdominal problem, because as soon as I engaged the abs and I went into the motion and engaged the abs again, it released my back. So I must have a weak front and a strong back, yeah. And that exercise right there, that old school inconspicuous exercise that you wouldn't even try nowadays, you just look at it and laugh, yeah, actually works. Let's see if we can find one more exercise before we close this, because I can't do loads, because this book still is in circulation, yeah, so I've got to be careful, right? Next exercise. Right, this next exercise is supposed to be done off a chair. It's a variation of a dip exercise, but I'm going to put a modern twist on it, and I'm going to put it into rings, yeah. But you'll see how effective it is, right? I mean, if you imagine that you've got no equipment at home, but you've definitely got a chair, yeah? So pretend they're chairs, and off we go. So get safely in, you put your heels on the chair, but these are rings, it just adds to dimension. Come back a bit, as far as you can. Assume a position as if you're going to do a dip. Lean into it, and then dip down. Come back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, nice big squeeze. Now we've all done dips, yeah, but the variation where the legs are higher than your body, it's quite good. It puts a lot of strain deep into the horseshoe of your dip, yeah, and it puts a lot of emphasis on these inner shoulders, I call them inners, on your joints, yeah. So I'm imagining that it makes your joints nice and strong. Listen, that's it for Train Like a Legend. It's very respectful to Charles Atlas, yeah, the man was a legend in my eyes, yeah. I remember reading him in them comic books. My brother used to buy all Marvel comic books, and he used to be up the back of there, and I could never afford the 50 pence to send off to America for it. I think it used to be $7.99 delivery or something. Magazine were free, I think, and delivery were about a mortgage back then, yeah. But finally, were able to buy it. Finally bought it after all these years, yeah. Really, really happy I did, yeah. There's a lot of workouts in there. There's a lot of this, yeah. And people, and a lot of this pulling, and ooh, yeah. People just, they just think they haven't got time for it, yeah. But listen, when you're after a decent physique, right, having a one-dimensional approach is not the way to a decent physique, yeah, unless you're really dedicated. So if you're like me, you just train for fun, yeah, you've got to have a multi-dimensional approach to training, because that's how you get your physique, yeah. I've trained for years, yeah, and I've been a big pudding all my life, right. I've been big, strong, very, very muscular, yeah, but a pudding, right, until I got locked down, till I discovered training at home, until I had to find new ways to train, yeah, and then it just becomes a lot more fun, and you get these bad boys, yeah, all your fat comes off, yeah, and it's called multi-dimensional training, people, yeah. So I'll see you in the next video, yeah, cheers, thanks for joining me.